Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Science and Coffee. I am Ugandar, a 19-year-old Bachelor of Science student majoring in biotechnology, currently a sophomore student at SV University. So if you search on YouTube, you will get a hell lot of videos on how to study and also study methods and study tips. So some people get productive after following all this, but some are not. If you are not able to study effectively even after following all those tips, here are 3 basic things you should follow which will bring a great impact on your studying. I hope you subscribe to the channel. Also by pressing the bell icon, you won't miss another awesome video from this channel. Okay, let's get into the video. So I usually follow 3 main things while studying. That is gathering all my names and paying attention, and number 3, which is most importantly, studying with tips. So let's begin with number 1, gathering all my needs. Gather every material that you need to use while studying, like pencils, pens, basic requirements, and most important, papers and books, instead of getting up from your chair in between study schedules, which causes a distraction. And I recommend you to keep a water bottle near your study desk so that you can be hydrated all the time. Being hydrated also increases the brain's attentive capability. Moving on to the point number 2, which is paying attention. Reading and studying are 2 different things. The key difference between reading and studying is that reading deals with the process of understanding and decoding the meanings of symbols and letters, whereas studying involves the process of exploring and acquiring knowledge. Let me explain you very clearly. Reading can be done silently or loudly. This may vary according to the reader. The purpose of reading can also vary according to the reader. For example, for learning, for entertainment, etc. Reading can be identified as a thinking process because reading may activate the prior knowledge of the readers. But studying is completely different from reading. Studying is a process of exploring, acquiring, and understanding the knowledge which is presented in the textbooks. Many skills are useful in the process of studying. Skills like reading, writing, speaking, and listening are used in acquiring and exploring knowledge. Like, reading cannot be used in order to work in your future job, whereas studying is the only way in order to gain knowledge and also use of it. Simultaneously, there are different learning styles in the process of studying, like visual learner, kinesthetic learner, or hands-on learners, auditory learners, and active learning as well as passive learning, which we are going to discuss in point number 3. Now, the point number 3, this is very important thing. But before that, I have a question for you. What kind of learner you are? If you are not aware, let me explain. There are basically 4 types of learners. Number 1, visual learners, and number 2, auditory or oral learners, and number 3, hands-on as well as practical learners, and number 4, reading and writing learners. Visual learners. When you're trying to remember a concept, do you visualize a textbook page or any diagrams, flowcharts that you made? If so, then you are a visual learner. Visual learners absorb information best when they can visualize relationships and ideas. Maps, charts, diagrams, and even essays work well for visual learners. Here are few tips for visual learners. Most visual learners study better by themselves. Underline main points in an eye-arresting color. For example, neon highlighters. I usually have 4 different colors of highlighters like green, orange, pink, and neon for highlighting. When studying, visual learners can use flashcards, diagrams, and videos to remember materials. Visual learners will always find it easier to remember information if they can see it. This is why the videos, slideshows, photos, diagrams, charts, and other visual aids will assist a visual learner in remembering and retaining information presented to them. Which is why the popularity of the slideshows, videos in both educational fields and business arena have seen drastic growth. It is one way that most people can quickly remember and gather the information. And the second type of learner is auditory. Auditory learning is a style of learning in which an individual learns most effectively through hearing and listening. Auditory learners are also known as oral learners can retain information better when it is delivered through sound or speech rather. So here are a few tips for auditory learners. Work in quiet areas to reduce distractions. Avoid areas with conversation, music and television. Sit away from doors or windows where noises may enter the classroom. Use mnemonics, rhymes, jingles and auditory repetition through tape recording to improve memory. It is also proven that while listening to your own voice, which you have recorded while studying, will help you to find the things that you have gotten wrong and you're right. And the next type of learner is kinesthetic or practical oriented learners. They use body movement and interact with their environment when learning. To better understand something, they need to touch or feel it. Hence, practical information is usually preferred over theoretical concepts. If you are this type of learner, here are a few tips for you. Make games, puzzles of what you are learning. Do role plays, performances or demonstrations of information. Let's say an example. You are studying a cell, internal structure of the cell, and it contains mitochondria, ribosomes, nucleus, chromatin, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes and many more other parts. So let's say the entire cell is a city and mitochondria is the powerhouse which supplies power to the entire city, and lysosome is a garbage bin which dumps all the garbage to the garbage area. In that way you can remember each and every part of the cell, and you can also retain the information more quickly. They learn best by doing and may lose concentration if forced to sit for long periods of time. Try to pace walk while studying your concepts. If you are in a class, you really can't move, try to do some muscle tighten exercises after a few study schedules so that you can relax and maintain your concentration. And moving on to the next type of learner, it is reading and writing learners. They are similar to visual learners. Sometimes they are also referred as second visual style learners. Reading and writing is a type of learning during which people prefer to read and write in order to learn more effectively. It is also proven that writing the concept that you have read will help you to retain the information for a longer period than just reading and also regaining in your mind. These learners are also known as read and write learners. They usually learn best by reading and writing the information down. So here are few tips for reading and writing learners. Rewrite information in your own words. Translate charts, diagrams, graphs into words or compose short explanations for them. Write down main or key concepts and ideas. In this way you can retain the information more quickly and also for longer period of time. So if you are any kind of learner, only one thing will help you to move on in your life. It is consistent. If you are failing again and again, don't demotivate yourself. Make it a motivation for your life in order to move forward and follow each and every type of learning method until you find which one suits for you. Thank you so much guys for clicking on this video. I hope this video helps you a lot. If it is, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe Science and Coffee and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.